Hello everyone, I'm the old guy and welcome to my let's play of Master of Orion 2, The Battle of Antares. This is a classic game. This is the first episode and I think everyone should play this game at least once. This is a classic. Now to first start off, I have not played this game in probably over a decade. I am very rusty. It's almost a blind playthrough at this time. So bear with me as we fumble along together. This is going to be an unskilled adventure. So we're going to press new and we'll just go through here basically. I'm not going to do a tutorial or anything like that because I'll make a whole bunch of mistakes, and tell you the truth, I really don't know what I'm doing, but we're going to go through it together. You can pick different difficulties here. It's all self-explanatory. Impossible is pretty challenging though. I remember that. So we're going to take average. We're going to use a large star system here, galaxy size as well. You can go all the way to huge, small, medium. There's lots of options here. Galaxy age. You can go for a young galaxy or a old galaxy. We're going to take the medium. There's different bonuses depending on what race you pick, I believe, that this affects. Players, we're going to go for the maximum amount of players. I want to see as many alien races as possible. So we're going to do 8. And we're also going to pick pre-warp. You can go all the way to post-warp, advanced, you know, average. We're going to go pre-warp because I like starting off right at the very beginning. Tactical combat, we build our own ships and fight in the turn-based battle mode, which is a lot of fun, I think. And I don't really remember a whole lot about building ships, but we're going to fumble through it and see if we win and see if we lose, where we're going to suffer with all our mistakes and we're going to muscle our way through. Random events, we're going to keep that on. Let's get as much flavor in the game as we can. And the Antarans attack, I'm going to leave this on because this is a big part of the game. They are an alien race that are a precursor race, you could say, and they attack our galaxy and cause all sorts of havoc. One of the win conditions is you can warp into their home system and destroy them and you win the game. We might be going for that, actually. Here is the select race. You can see that there is all these different races to pick, and each one of them here is quite different than the rest, and they all have their own traits and abilities. The one thing I'll talk about is the Cylons here. These are my personal favorite because they have the creative ability. We'll look at the creative ability after a little bit, but I won't go into a huge detail about all of these ones here. You can take a look at this yourself. So we're going to create a custom race though. Let's create a custom race, and we're going to pick the Cylon picture because whatever picture you pick, the computer can't use. So I don't want the Cylons to have the creative trait to use, and none of these guys do. Probably cheesing the game that way, but whatever. That's the way we're going to roll. I am going to pick the creative. Right, and I'm going to pick repulsive because you can see we have 10 points to spend, but you can also purchase negative points, and I think the most you could do is 20 points here. I think you can get 10 negative points to make it 20, but we'll just go through it here, and we're going to pick creative. We're going to pick the repulsive, and I think we're going to pick diplomacy, and we have 1 left. I don't think we can spend 1 point. And we can do large homeworld. Now the premise of our race is this creative, and I'll show you a little bit more, but this one allows us to learn a lot of technology. And democracy, if you right click on here, you can see that we get a exchange for due to the free exchange of ideas, all research generated by the scientists and treaties is increased by 50%. So we get a bonus in research here. Promoting trade increase and tax revenues by 50%, so we earn a little bit more money, which is fantastic as well. We have a -10 penalty to spies. Our spying is not very good. And democracies assimilate captured population at a rate of 1 population every 4 turns, which is really quick. We don't take much to convince our conquered planets to join us. and we are prohibited from annihilating captured populations. we can advance our government into a federation. And then the research and monetary bonuses increase to 75%, which is a huge amount. Assimilation time is 1 every 2 turns, which is super fast. And federations do not suffer from the 25% moral penalty on multiracial colonies. So this is a really good one. I like the democracy a lot. So this is what we're going to go for. Large homeworld, repulsive. And repulsive means that we cannot take place in any diplomacy. Other races find dealing with repulsive races impossible. Therefore, repulsive races are unable to form any agreements with other races. They can only use the diplomacy system to declare war and to sue for peace. Repulsive races attract less legendary officers and leaders, decreasing the frequency with which heroes ask to be hired. Furthermore, these races assimilate conquered colonists into their population at half the normal rate. Repulsive and charismatic are mutually exclusive. So, we have a penalty here for assimilating our conquered planets, but we gain one here, so hopefully it's going to cancel them out. Mostly what we're doing this is to be able to learn technology really quickly, way faster than the computer, and that's the way we're going to plan on winning, is that we just out-tech them and our ships are always more powerful, and just hopefully win the game that way. The ruler's name, we're going to change this to my normal handle. There you go. And here's the color. I believe this changes the look of your ships as well. I always take green for whenever I'm playing. And we're going to keep our home planet. Let's just call it, yeah, we'll keep it at Mentar. Here we go. Here's our money. We have 50 billion credits, 12 billion credits every turn. This is a turn-based game. You press turn whenever you're done. If you know civilization or anything else, the premise is the same kind of idea here. Here's our command points. We won't be using these until we get some ships. We'll be looking at food here shortly, but this is food, and 0 is where we want to be. Plus and minus is not actually good. So if we can keep it at 0, we're doing well. Freighters, we have no freighters. Freighters are used to transport people and food from one planet to the next. If you have a planet that cannot produce food, you have to ship the food in using freighters. Here is our science. And we'll come back to this after we go through kind of just explaining what you're seeing here. Here's the star map. Here is our planet. This is a great spot. We're right on the edge. I like to see that. And we have 3 planets in our system. This is our home planet. If we click on it, we can see our planet. Here's the star base above our planet. Here is all of the buildings we have, the capital, housing, right, and marine barracks. As we grow, this will also add graphics, so the city does grow with you. Here is a representation of our farmers, workers, and scientists, and this is a really slick system if you haven't seen anything like that. If we just move a guy from here to there, you can see that now it increases the amount of food that we make, and these guys are all, so you can fine-tune what you're doing very easily here. And this is really great because this is the amount of food that you would need, and these are extra. So if we go onto the thing, we have two extra here, right? We don't want 2 extra, so we're going to move that. What we want is the most science as we can at the moment. This is the most science what we should have here. So I think we're going to go do that because we don't have much to build. Here's our currency. Here is our government type. We are, of course, a democracy. And here's the planets in our system. The green one is what we are, what we've colonized ourselves. Here is the buy and change. We can buy and change stuff. These 2 here are always here. You can put, if you have nothing to build, you can put it on trading goods, and that produces money, or you can put it on housing, and that increases the population growth. So those 2, and then we can build a colony base, and we can build a spy. We might probably start building on a colony base, just because we can save up some of the production, so we can get stuff. If you, let's say, if we build, it's going to take 1,000. Well, it says if we put a, this is a good example actually. Let's look at this real quick. Let's go into here. This is the same kind of window as the planet, but it gives you a, you can see all your planets, and it gives you a much better overview of it. So right now on the colony base, it will take forever to make because there's nobody working. If we put one guy in here, it's 67 turns. If we put another person, it's 34 turns. You get the idea. The more people here, the faster it goes. Right? But I want to do one building there. And we're going to build the colony base, but we want to build the colony base, and it's going to take 67 turns here now. Again, if we spend 30 turns on that and then we change our minds, those 30 turns will go on to the next item that you put on here. So you don't waste any. That's why I'm going to put on this colony base, because I want to save up some of this production on something else. So this is set up pretty good. We have exactly the amount of food. We only got one person building because we don't really have anything to build, and we want to have maximum scientists as we can. We can always do this, but I'm going to keep it at one guy there, just so we can build some stuff up. Let's return. And now let's look at the planets. Here's the 2 planets that are in our system. These are the planets that are not inhabited, so we can colonize these ones. Just a quick view. We don't have any ships yet, so we don't have anything in here. This will populate once we start building ships. Zoom in and out of the map. We can zoom in or out. Make it a little thing. On a huge map, that's pretty useful. Leaders. We don't have any leaders, so we'll do that later. You can go into your planets here, and you can pick a leader. We don't have any to put on. So you can get buffs from leaders when they come along. Once we get a leader, we'll show you all that kind of stuff. Races here. When we meet the races, we will have contact, and they'll all be here, and you do diplomacy. Remember, we are repulsive, so we have very limited access to what's going on here. The main reason for diplomacy is to get technology that you couldn't get normally. But since we have the creative race, and I'll go over that in just a second here, we don't really need diplomacy as far as I'm concerned. Info is like the wiki of it. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can look up, whatever it is you want to see. So that's a basic outline, and as we go along, things will become more clear. But it's a very simple premise to understand. It's one of the easier ones to understand, but there is a lot of depth, and it does get very challenging. So let's go into the research. And what I want to do first is, if you click on the title here, you can see what's coming up. And I want to get the research laboratories, because that is the premise of our race. We are researchers, so our technology, and anything that gets our technology up quick, that's what we're going to go for. So we're going to learn the electronic computers first here. So we're going to take electronic computers. Now, to explain the creative, the regular, and then the uncreative. The creative allows you, if you pick one of these cells here, you get all of the technology in if you learn one of them, right? So in 80, we spend 80 research points, we get all 3 of these. On normal, if you don't have the research, the creative bonus, your race, you can pick which one you want out of the 3, and that's the only one you get, and then you lose the other 2. If you're uncreative, the computer picks which one you get, and that's the only one you get. So being uncreative is very harsh in this game. But we are creative, so we're going to get everything, and the computer only has races that can pick one of these, if not, so if not worse. So we have a definite advantage over them. If we lose, I'll be upset. Let's say that. So we're going to go for construction. We don't, no, actually, no, we don't. We're going to go for the electronic computers because we want the research laboratories first, as fast as possible. So that's what we're going to do. And now it takes 50 research points to get there, right? And we're generating 14 research points. So and the computer estimates it's going to take 6 turns. But then you're thinking, like, why is it 6 turns? It should be 4 or 5 turns. Well, there is a chance that you can fail or succeed. There's a chance that you could get a breakthrough and get the research early, or there's a chance that your research fails and it takes extra turns. So the computer's just guessing that it's going to take us 6 turns to complete it. So we've got our stuff picked. We can't really do much more. So we're going to go to the next turn. Go to the next turn. Oh, I want to show you something that I think is funny here. This. No. I always like that. No. We're going to return. So we have 5 turns left here on our research, and we're still doing quite good. Nothing has really changed. The early pre-war start, this is kind of the boring part. You have to get through that, but since we are the research, I'm hoping to gain footing with the computer just to make sure that we just destroy them. So let's keep going here. Now it's saying that we have 12%, 3 turns left. Let's keep going. 40%, 68%, boom. We have our electronic computers. You can pause it when you want to read all this stuff, but this increases chance to hit by 25%. Mostly what we want to do is we want to get the research laboratories. And the research laboratories generates 5 research points and increases the research each scientist produces by +1. We really want that. And this game is really easy. You can easily discover things by just right-clicking. So the game is super cheap. Go to GOG, pick it up, give it a spin. It is well worth the $3 or $4 you're going to spend on it. We have 15 turns before we get our next, before we get the research laboratories. But I want to maybe speed this up a little bit. 60. Let's go like that. How many turns? 12 turns? Let's do 12 turns here. Let's keep going. Now, we've got a +1 here. So that means we have gained a population. And he's right here. Each one of these gives 2 food. If I take him off, now we are -1 food down here. So we need to keep him on there. +1 is kind of a waste, but this gets changed into money, I believe. So it gives you a little boost. But 0 is the preference. You want to be that. You don't want to be producing more than you need, and having less stunts the population growth and hurts your population. So we're going to return. We have 6 turns left. Let's keep going. 20%, 32%. Here is our first hero, and he is a ship officer. So he wants to take over a fleet. He has weaponry of +5. You can right click on this and attack bonus to all ships, right? 5. He wants 40 BC now, so billion credits. He wants 40 billion credits right now, and then he costs 1 billion credits per turn. He's an expensive guy for such a thing. I'm going to reject him because we don't have any ships anyways. So we're going to reject him. We go into leaders, and you can see if we go into ships officers, there he is. He's going to hang around here a little bit just in case we change our mind. But I don't think we will. I don't think we will. So let's continue on. Here we go. We got the Dauntless Missile Guidance System. This allows missiles to, let's say one missile destroys a target and there's a bunch of missiles following it. Those missiles that didn't hit the target will now attack the next thing that's closest to them. So this is a very good, and it automatically gets upgraded. Here's the optronic computer. Chance to hit by +50. Very good. But here is our big thing. The research library generates 5 research points and gives our scientists a +1. This is a great thing to have. It's always the first thing I get. Again, I am no expert at this game, but that's what I always do. Now, the next thing I wanted to get is the research, the automated factories. Let's go that route as well. So we're going to go here. And we're going to get that in 7 turns. But I want to build now the automated research lab. So let's build that, and we're going to plop it right there. Research lab time 21. Excuse me. It takes, oh, did I not do that? Research lab, I deleted it by accident. Let's change that. Research lab is 21. Okay. So 14 points. Let's go that 7, 6, 5. Let's move these 2 over. We'll just do 7 turns here. We want to get that as fast as possible so it starts generating research for us quickly. Let's do that. Double check here. Yeah, we want to build that. Perfect. And we still have +1, so... Do we get them to starve at -1 for a few turns? No, let's be nice to our population. Let's keep going here. 9 turns left. Now we've gained another population. There it is. So now we are at food -0 because we've gained 1 that's outside there. So that's perfect. 6 turns. So the research lab in the cube. So we've built the research lab now. If we go here, you can see that the research lab is right there. So we've added it to our planet, and now the research lab is generating its 5 points, right? And it's increased our scientists by +1. So we want to move this guy back down. And we're back to building the colony base. We only have the 2 things. You can see that the research lab is off the list now, since it's already built. So we're going to return here. Let's take a look. They've got an ultra-rich, heavy G planet. Max 4. And we have a small, abundant. Ooh, this one looks pretty good for colonization. We may do that one. And that's what we build the colony base for. This is a ship that we build on our base, on our home planet, and it just flies over there. You can colonize other planets within the solar system that you're in. Otherwise, if we need a colony ship if we want to do planets outside this star, right? But we're not quite there yet. 27%. Let's keep going. 100% next turn. There it is. We have our anti-missile rockets, reinforced hull, fighter bays, and now we want the automated factories here. So we're going to pick that. 8 turns left. We're still building the colony base. There's nothing more to really build here at the time being. We don't have the technology to build ships yet. We're just taking care of our home planet in the beginning here. So let's do another turn. 6 turns left. 35%. We gained another population in the farmers. And we've got automated factories, which is great, and heavy armor, planetary missile base. So next I'm going to think we're going to get these freighters, because we're going to have to build some freighters if we're going to take over another planet, which we're going to be starting doing here pretty soon. So let's take this one next in 4 turns. Let's go here, and we want to build the automated factory. Let's change it with the colony base. Build time 21. 9 turns to build the automated factory. 5 turns. Let's do 5 turns. And we got 4 turns here to get the next research. There's our freighters. So now we can build some freighters, which we're going to build right away here. Nuclear bombs, we can be bombarding planets from orbit. And nuclear drive, this makes interstellar travel possible. So here's our first space flight engine. We can now start building ships, I believe. But we need some fuel tanks and stuff here. So next we need to let's get this one next. It's a cheap one. And then we'll get the colony ship. and we'll start starting to build our fleet. So now we got the automated factory in one turn. And this thing right here, we could spend money to buy this if we wanted to. It's highlighted here. See, we can buy it for 3. We're going to say no because it's going to be built in the next turn anyways. Let's move this guy out because we don't really need him anymore. Automated factory. And there is our automated factory is now done as well. So we can go here and we can click on our planet and we have the automated factory right there. And our research base. So our little planet is expanding here and showing the graphics. That's 10. We need 11 food. We're producing 12. Perfect. Now, let's make sure that we don't have anything else to build here. We can do the missile base. But let's do the colony base. 23 turns left for the colony base. Can we speed that up? 16, 14. Let's keep it at 23. We have 3 turns left here. Or do we should build... No, we need the colony base, I think. First, colony base, and then a freighter fleet after that. There. And then trade goods. Let's delete the trade goods. We don't need that. I think that's good. Let's build that. Speed it up just a tad here. 50%. Bang. We got our new technology. Extended fuel tanks. We can go 50% more range. Nuclear missiles. MERV here is pretty good. Take a look at that when we start building ships with weapons on it. Standard fuel cell. We can fly farther. Titanium armor for ground troops. All good. Now let's build this one up here. We need this colony ship. We need this one next. Now let's go into our let's go into our planets here. Let's change this. Let's redesign the scout here. So we're going to click redesign and we're going to go up. We're going to highlight the scout. Be a little bit sensitive. There we go. Now we don't need any. We just want this as just a basic scout, as cheap as possible. We don't need any weapons, no computers, no nothing, right? We just want him to fly around, and if he gets killed, he gets killed, right? And he's not going to fight. He's just going to run away. So we're going to call this Scout 2, just to make sure that we see which one it is. Scout 2, we're going to build this one. So now you can see it's changed to Scout 2. And we're going to build 2 of those after. We're at 14 turns. I want to get this colony base built so we can land on that other planet and start that one up right away. Then we need a freighter fleet because we're going to have to feed these guys. And then we'll build the 2 scouts to start scouting out the surrounding area, surrounding systems. And then we can look at building a missile base later. Again, I'm no expert. I'm just fumbling around, having fun. That's what this Let's Play is all about. And we'll learn the game together. And if you have any suggestions, please let me know and leave a comment. I'm going to return here. And I think that's pretty much all we could do at the moment. Let's continue on. 15% till we get our next breakthrough. Colony ship. So now we can build a colony ship, which is great. Outpost ship. We can extend the range of our empire. Colony ship. And a transport ship. We can transport troops now to other planets. We need all of those. Now, chemistry, we can go for missiles. Chemistry likes missiles. Let's go for another early one here. Let's get these 2 cheap ones, I'm thinking. Let's get these cheap ones out of the way. Let's go do a hydroponics farm next. So we can build some of that on that. And we have a radiated planet, I believe, in here, or a barren planet. Yeah, this one here, small barren planet. max pop 3. This is one we're going to probably do. This one's got an ultra rich, but it's a heavy G. We got a big penalty. We may also colonize that one. But let's see if we can colonize this one first. This one seems a little bit more inviting, although it's not that more inviting. 9 turns. Can we, let's see here. 8 turns. No. 9 turns left on the colony. Let's keep doing that. So here is another hero. He is another commander for our fleets. We are going to reject him. I think we still have... Oh, there he is. He will stick around if we want him. We just don't have any ships worthy of this guy. And you can click on here to see. You know, we don't really need him. So we're going to refuse him. Let's just leave it at that. 4 turns left. Here we go. And we've got our biosphere. So it enables a +2 population cap, which will be great on that smaller planet. We'll build a biosphere on there for sure. Hydroponics farm. Again, we can grow food on that planet that we're about to go to. That's great. And now let's take laser cannons and space scanners. Let's do this one. And that'll be the end of this episode. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying this Let's Play, and we'll see you soon.